Fueled by Deathcast.
It's interesting. I had no problem accepting that I was not going to be a NASA astronaut. You know, to me, I tell people, it's like, hey, you could be the most, extremely beautiful, extremely talented Miss Kansas, but you can't expect that you're going to be Miss USA. There's 49 other extremely beautiful and hopefully talented women.
Exactly.
And so I could accept that. And then I was in the Air Force at Edwards, and they unveiled SpaceShipOne, and it blew my socks off.
Yeah.
I went from feeling like I was born a generation too late to, holy crap, this is here and now. This might be a possibility.
Wow. And
I was actually extremely envious of those guys. I was not envious of the astronauts I knew. I accepted that. I was envious of the Scaled Composites pilots that were part of that.
Wow. And you started working for Virgin Galactic 2014, 15?
15. So I actually started with Scaled Composites.
Okay.
Which was with a company contracted by Virgin to design and build the follow-on, the commercial Spaceship 2 and White Knight 2. So I retired from the Air Force in '09, literally left there on a Friday, working at Scaled on a Monday. Wow. And then became involved in the Spaceship 2 and White Knight 2 program. And then was doing that for a few years and was, one of the two primary pilots on the Spaceship 2 program and White Knight 2 program. And after the accident, it was obvious that Virgin Galactic was going to take the rest of the build of the next spaceship in-house and was going to take the testing in-house. And thankfully, they saved me a spot.
That's incredible. And that brings us to Unity.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to ask just as a personal question, you cut your teeth on the F4 Phantom and planes like that. What we've now with tech and everything else have grown, in that industry. How different is it flying something like the Phantom as to like something like the Unity?
Actually, flying the Phantom is probably much more like flying Unity than being an F-22 pilot and flying Unity.
Really?
Because in the Phantom, if you say you wanted to roll left and you're just cruising around at high speed flight, you move the stick to the left, you roll left, you don't have to think about the rudder pedals on the floor at all. As you slow down and say you're coming into land, you need to be coordinating the rudder pedals with the ailerons quite effectively to not have too much adverse yaw or risk departure. And if you're dogfighting and you've got the stick full aft in your lap trying to get the biggest bite you can, the highest angle of attack the aircraft can get on you, and you want to roll left, you'd better not think about touching the ailerons or you will depart to the right. There you're flying with two hands on the center and you're just flying totally with your feet. So you have to have this air sense of where you are in the flight envelope and how to respond appropriately to that. You take a case of a modern fly-by-wire airplane like an F-18 or F-22. Aerodynamically, they have all those same issues, but the computers take care of it for you. And you just say, I want to roll left. You just move the stick left. It doesn't matter. You're telling it where you want to go. And if you pull up the flight control display, you may see, hey, I'm really slow. Oh, it's giving me full rudder and some differential trailing edge stab. It's doing what it takes, but it takes all that thinking, all that interpretation off your shoulders. Spaceship 2 is more basic. It's more like the F4. So you've got an aircraft that can fly at relatively slow speeds and then fly at speeds, in the realm of the SR-71 Blackbird and do it all manually. So it changes as you fly it, and you have to learn how to fly it, and we need a very good flight simulator to replicate that, which we have.
Wow, that's incredible. And I know that so much testing, preparation, everything going into the historic flight from December of last year with Unity, and you do it. You get there. You're in space. Do you get a moment in your head to process that? Or is it still just, I'm in it and I'm making sure everything's working, and do you get that moment as a boy, wanting to fly and being able to connect full circle?
I did on the last flight, and I basically did that by almost writing it into the flight card. I'd done 3 powered flights on Enterprise, and you know, people would say like, "Was this guy black? What would this?" I never looked out the window.
right. You're focused.
I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Doing my test parts, looking at the displays, being exact, and but by the same token, I've seen cases of looking out the window and you screw up. So to me, one of the most realistic things about the movie The Right Stuff is that sense of whatever you do, don't screw the pooch. And that is true. I mean, I go out there, I'm not worried about living or dying. I'm worried about not screwing the pooch. And, you can't say, oh, I'm going to repeat that test point, because now, a second later, you're a half a Mach faster. You're off those conditions, or else you're gliding and coming down real fast. So you really have to try to be exact and efficient and work really hard and not get sidetracked. But the beauty of the full duration, longer duration burns is that space is a timeout. So you can say, okay, if everything is good here, I'm going to take a look out the window and I'm going to say what comes to my mind. And so I had some of those moments. So I could look out the window and go, wow. Take a look at that horizon.
I mean, just seeing the footage of it, I'm just watching on YouTube in my house, and it's breathtaking. I can't imagine to be experiencing it like you did. And that kind of brings me